Hey everybody, thanks for watching, especially our subscribers. This time we got a new accumulator.
And it's stainless, and I got some stainless fittings, but they ended up leaking.
A friend suggested we leave.
We called Boat US to get an expert tow.
And we pulled Isabella, and her bottom looks great.
And we reflected on the thousands of dollars wasted.
And we had a pro come out to give us a new packing gland.
Karen's stronger than she looks. Our red Johnson accumulator broke after just 1 year. The diaphragm apparently has a hole in it. So we're going to replace it. We picked up a new accumulator. It's an 8-liter. Our Johnson red one was a 2-liter. And it's a Pentair SureFlow. It was not cheap. It was 435 smackers. We did manage to get some stainless fittings. As you can see here, nice little coupling, nice T, and then of course we have some nylon barbs that screw in, and our 1/2-inch hose will go between those. Of course, the accumulator goes after the water pressure pump and before the filter. I'm going in. I do like our clean bilges, dry and clean.
Steve's using his trusty Ryobi drill to remove our Jabsco pump. It's actually a 5-gallon pump, and it's fairly new, and it's worked very well. But it's got to come off first. And here it comes, almost.
Oops.
And next he's got to get the terminal block off. The terminal block helps to distribute power to the pump and the rest of the stuff in there. And the backing block has to come off, which actually is a good thing because it really resonated, made it very noisy, made the water pump sound extremely noisy.
I think I'm going to cut one. Actually, the board needs to be cut down a little bit. We obviously made a lot of sawdust. Thank goodness Karen has her trusty battery-powered vacuum. Going to pre-mount the pump and the new accumulator on this board, then bolt the board in. Had to add a spacer under the pump. You kind of see the 2x4 sticking out, so that this outlet lines up with the inlet on the accumulator. I guess I'm going to do this nice system set up on the board, but there's risk because you measure this stuff, but it's not always what it seems to be. If I mount all this and then have to cut the board again or something, then it becomes a hassle. Here we are so far. Engine room's a mess. Could have sworn this was double walled into the shower from the engine room when mounting the board for the new water system. Turns out it wasn't. So some of the screws came through. This is where our mermaid lives. Into the shower. So we're going to add some machine screws and just put some acorn nuts on them.
We love seeing all these iguanas. This one's really inspiring us to do something. Leave. Guess we better call Towboat.
We finally found a yard here that can pull us out, and we're still having to be towed because of our leaky packing gland.
towboat actually sent two boats. So we had one at the bow and one at the stern. And at some point, the boat at the bow had engine trouble. So we're not the only ones, and they had to switch boats and bring them around.
That's the hole I'm aiming for.
Like I've said before, you've never had any trouble hitting the hole.
The Boat US tow people expertly backed us into the well. They managed to get the straps on from the lift, which is an 85-ton lift, and it's remote control. So the guy driving it has this fancy remote, I guess, that's just standing around. And here they're pulling it up, getting it ready to wheel over so they can pressure wash it. The nice thing about it is a big enough lift that we didn't have to loosen the backstays or take the generator tower down.
Isabella's bottom is looking pretty good. They're cleaning it very well. She doesn't have any blisters, and I know we just got it cleaned by a diver, but she is looking really good. I'm liking this.
We hired someone to pull the shaft and the coupling, and here is the coupling. You know, it needs cleaning up a little bit, but maybe still functional, who knows. And there's the shaft pulled partially out here with our max prop propeller on there. Yeah, it looks a little dirty. Of course, we'll clean this shaft up and see if there's any issues with it. Actually, we won't clean it up. Here's our stainless tube that comes from the engine compartment, goes from the engine compartment to outside of the boat. That's what the shaft fits in. And there's the coupling to the transmission off of our Cummins diesel. So, have to remember the pitch of the prop and take it off, and then finish pulling the shaft all the way out, and there it is in all of its glory. Got a nice new packing gland. It's a beaut, and can't wait to use it. Here we sit in our messed up boat. They pulled the shaft and propeller out. We have a brand new packing gland. Unfortunately, the shaft has enough pitting in it that everyone is a little bit leery of using it, so we're having a new one manufactured to the tune of $1,900. And plus we have to wait here in this shipyard longer than anticipated. We may go ahead and do a bottom job while we're here, and hopefully get to the Keys this month.
In addition to all that, we cannot stay on Isabella while she's on the hard here in this yard, so we're having to rent a hotel. And now we're having to rent a hotel for even longer while we wait for that new shaft. I'm beginning to feel like I'm getting the shaft.
I'll give you the shaft, baby.
Yeah, well, I'm ready, because I am quite frustrated with all of this.
Uh-oh. Yeah, hold that boat up.